You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Hey guys, welcome to Ray of Sunshine. It's your girl Ray, and I'm here with my bestie Sabine, and you may know her from our best friend tag. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's absolutely hilarious. And it bangs. But I'm here with another video about confidence. Confidence is obviously a really big deal to me, like I said in my last video, and obviously it's such like a broad topic, so to just do it in one video, I thought, nah, let's make 2 videos, maybe 3, but probably just 2. But yeah, who knows. So basically my thing is, I brought my best friend here because we've got completely different backgrounds, like we've got completely different stories, so it's just gonna show you guys how it doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter if you come from the best house in the world or the worst house in the world. Insecurities don't have favourites. It doesn't pick who it's gonna come for. It comes for whoever it feels. Do you know what I mean? So today I'm gonna ask, because I can't say ask, I say
Who is you, girl?
I'm gonna ask her some questions about confidence, so we can really like break through. Oh, and I want to correct something also. I remember in my last video I did say that I didn't really care. I didn't really lose my confidence till I was like in year 10. You're a bug, mate. And I didn't really use my confidence till year 10, and that's not true. Like, I still had issues like when I was in like year 6 and year 5, like when kids would make fun of me, like mostly boys. It's always the voice. You voice, mate.
Girls can be biashes.
Oh, of course. They can be actually bitches, but guys,
you know who you are.
Guys are annoying, aren't they? So like when I'll get those like when people would laugh at me, it used to bother me, but I really started caring about clothing and boys when I hit year 10 and I met these girls. Yeah. This is one of the girls.
I smiled before you said
I even got. This is one of the girls I was talking to. You know, when I met these crazy black girls in like year 10. That's her, mate.
Hello.
It's like, hello, I am she. Number 1. What does confidence mean to you?
Confidence, what it means to me, even let's say, if it comes from like physical aspects or even who I am as a person, even when I'm not feeling that great, but I still go ahead and do it. Even when I feel like I'm not looking good, but I still wear what I want to wear despite my own thoughts.
When was a time in your life where you were confident, and what did it feel like?
A time in my life when I was confident.
Like you were confident, and what did it feel like?
Do you know what? I guess it's probably the day that I made the decision to become confident.
Yeah.
Do you know what it felt like? It felt like freedom. Complete and utter freedom. Because insecurities it's a baggage. You don't even realise how much. Yeah, you don't realise how much of a baggage and how much weight it is, because do you know what it is? Because it comes with so many things that you have to think about. And things and so obviously when you transition from that to being confident, you don't think, it's like who cares? And it's literally it's who cares, as in nobody actually cares about the things you think they care about. And 2, it's the thing that's like, even if they did, who cares? Do you know what I mean? So you think about less, you walk a lot lighter because you've got less baggage on you, and it's just you're more happier, and you also feel like the world is your oyster. Like, I can do whatever, I can be whatever. So everything is just, because when you're still insecure, it's like you're living in a prison and you're so limited, because it's like you may have so many things that you want to do, but you feel like you can't reach because you've got this block on you.
When was there a time in your life where you were not confident, and what caused that to happen?
Well, I walked quite not confident for a while, didn't I? I think obviously it started from when I was younger, and it's also a thing with self-hate, because when I did become confident, it was a decision. I made a decision to love myself. Yeah. So whereas before, because I didn't like myself, so it stemmed from a self-hate, so which caused me to hate everything about. So what was your question again? What is my answer? Okay, maybe let's say at school when he would make fun. Like, I remember this.
We know who you are.
Yeah, innit? Yeah, because I remember at school, this is when I first started becoming insecure about my forehead. So basically, this guy at school just thought it'd be funny to point out my forehead in front of, this was French class actually. And the funny thing is, it's like, I'm number one at French. So it's kind of like, you can be number one at this thing. It's like, yeah, I'm leading. And it just takes one little comment like that to just make you feel like you're literally the smallest person in the room.
Yeah.
So he started laughing, everybody started laughing, and it felt horrible. Do you know what? It took a lot for me to hold back the tears. Like,
really?
Good on me for holding these tears back. But obviously you feel like rubbish.
Yeah.
And I think it was around that time when I made a decision to start hiding my forehead.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, before then I didn't even realise my forehead was big. Like, you know your forehead's big, you don't realise it's a problem.
Yeah,
I'd wear my hair tied back and cool, and then all of a sudden it's a problem. Once somebody tells you it's a problem, now I see the problem. And when I saw the problem, it was a big problem.
Who is someone who has contributed to your confidence?
This one right here. For so long, never gave up. I gave her ag, because I was so stuck in my stubborn ways. Because that's one thing, I'm very, very stubborn. So it doesn't matter how many times you tell me one thing, tell me something, it's kind of, it took a lot. She did a lot. Obviously her and her sisters as well. Like Stephanie and Gwen as well. So, yeah.
What did that person say to build up your self-esteem and your feeling of self-worth?
What did you not say? Do you know what? But I'll give a particular example when it was that I made a decision that I didn't care about my forehead. Was obviously when we were in the living room and then you and Gwen sat me down. And I think as well it stemmed from, back then it didn't really work because I didn't really trust you that much. But then at this time when she gave me the talk again, it's when I had more trust in her. So it's like, if I trust her as a person, then I'm gonna trust and believe what she says to me. So it's like, I just made a decision, like, you know what? You're telling me it looks good, therefore I'm gonna believe it looks good.
Who is someone who has compromised your confidence? What did the person do or say to bring you down, to cause you to doubt yourself?
It's probably, I'll give it as like a long lifeline, just different guys that I'd meet a lot. I think a lot of it, because I guess a lot of my validity of who I was and like my confidence or whatever.
Validation.
Validation, that's the one. Validation came from men. So I kind of used men to validate who I was and how beautiful I was or whatever. So yeah, they either validated me or they didn't. So it's either comments they say or the way that they treat me or the things that they would do. Because it was through men. And also as well through friends who didn't realise they were saying it, because it's kind of like, because I remember I had this one friend who would talk about my forehead, like, oh, your forehead's so big, it's huge.
Really?
Yeah.
Do I know?
But, yeah. But, do you know what I mean? And then they like you, babe. Who is you? And I remember this one time when I was sitting on my bed, and it was a school photo of me, and I had my forehead out, because this time when we were friends, I'd hide it. And, yeah, in my picture, I was like, oh, she was like, oh, your forehead's so big. She's like, it's not that big now anymore, is it? And you're thinking it is. It's just because I've hidden it.
Would you call yourself a confident person? Why or why not? Is it situational? Do you get what they're saying?
Yeah, would you call, as in?
But is it situational? As in, would you say you're confident in general, or does it depend on the situation?
I think now more so it's less situational as I grow, because obviously when I made a decision to become confident that time, I remember that day so well. But now it's less situational because I've made a decision, doesn't matter where, because sometimes it'll try and come back and it's kind of depending on who I'm with or where I'm going, I can think certain things, but I've made a decision, like, you know what, if I can do it there, then I'll do it here too.
Okay, what is one specific thing you do that helps you like yourself and your life?
Spending time with God. That really validates me, my life, because it's kind of a thing where, because He makes me feel loved. And then it's obviously reading the Bible, because obviously you've got scriptures telling you you're this, you're fearfully and wonderfully made, how much God loves you and how much He cares for you and all this thing. So it's kind of like, once you feel loved, and it's a thing where it's kind of like, you know, He can't make a mistake. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even the things that I don't like about me, it's like, He loves them about me. So if there's a problem here, it's as in I'm the problem, clearly. And I'm like, this is God, He can't get it wrong.
Do you compare yourself to others?
I used to a lot, I'll be very honest, and that's where the huge insecurities would come from, because it's kind of like, I'm comparing like, oh, they have this and I don't, and look, this looks good. But now I've made a decision, like even on Instagram, There's certain people that I don't follow anymore that I used to only follow to just as a reminder that I don't have what you have.
How does comparing yourself to other people impact your confidence?
Negatively.
Yeah.
Hugely negatively.
Yeah. Are you good at something? Does that make you feel confident? Explain.
As in, am I good at
anything? It says something.
To be honest, I'm good at shutting down my mind now. As in, I'm very good at being positive about things. Let's say having a positive spin.
Very positive.
Yeah, so it's kind of like no matter what situation, no matter what's happened, it's a thing where it's like, I think, what's the point in stressing about it? Yeah, I'm saying if I'm not able to wear something because I think a certain way, I'm very good at changing my perspective. Let's say if I think, okay, you don't have enough of that. What can I say? What is I'm talking about? For example, let's say if I think, oh, your butt doesn't look big enough in this, or your thighs don't look big enough. I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm able to change my perspective and be like, you look good regardless.
You will drive yourself mad trying to be something that someone else is.
Yeah.
You will drive yourself insane. Because realistically, you see these things because it's like with guys. Guys will say something like, my sister Stephanie said something that was very true. She was just like saying, boys, like, you know, in school, like, people make a decision like, she's gonna be the hot one. Everyone, she's hot. And it's like, then you'll have your popular girl that everyone wants to be with. And it's just like, it's just because, and my sister Stephanie said, like, you make the biggest mistake following what a guy thinks, like, following what a guy says is pretty, because they all follow each other. It's like one guy comes and gives all the boys a memo. She's the hot one. Everyone goes for this girl. She's the one that everybody. When Kiss Chase comes in, everyone's trying to kiss this chick.
And you're there like, hey, why is nobody trying to kiss me?
And then the things you're saying, they're like, am I confused? Like, why this chick?
Because I remember we used to play Spin the Bottle, and it's kind of like nobody would want to kiss. This is when I was really, really young.
Who plays Spin the Bottle? What age?
No, I told you. When I told you I saw the world at a very young age, I kind of meant
What age?
This is when I'd still be friends with Aya, so like 8, 9, 10. But my thing was, because it's kind of like, because I used to fancy one of her brothers. I hope they're not watching. I'm not gonna say which one. But my point is, and it's like there's these other girls, like the neighbours would come and play, and they'd be so happy to kiss this girl, and it's kind of like nobody wants to kiss me. But so it didn't even make sense why everybody would leap onto him. Like, you're popular, and it doesn't even make sense. They just made a decision. She's not it, but she is.
You're so cute. Like, nobody want to kiss me. Many boys want to kiss you.
Now they do.
Now all the boys want to kiss. Do you think you could give someone confidence? Like, for example, like a friend?
Yeah, you can give them confidence based on what you tell them. It's more or less whether they choose to believe you. Because it's kind of like, even the more confident I've become now, even at work, it's kind of helping them, because because I use what works for me, and it's kind of like even catching. Do you know what I found at work is that people are so negative, and like even the stuff that they say about themselves. So it's kind of like even at work, I'm trying to let them tame their mouths and be very wary or conscious of what they say about themselves and how they talk about themselves, because they're so like, oh, I'm so fat, it's alright, oh, this dress was so ugly, and they just say so much negative things about themselves, and every time they say stuff like that, I catch them out and I'm like, no, say it like this, like, you can't talk about yourself this way. And they find it very hard to speak positively. Like, that's what I found, especially around England, where we live. Like, people just find it so hard to speak so positive about themselves.
England, they do have a thing. Like, I remember we had that friend. And I remember she was like, Ray, do you think you're pretty? And I was like, yeah. It didn't even occur to me to be like, I think I'm pretty, so I'm gonna say yeah. And here it's such a thing where it's just like, if you call yourself beautiful, then you're arrogant, then you think you're better. And it's kind of things like, me thinking I'm pretty doesn't take away the fact that you made me pretty. And then she was getting mad. It's kind of this thing in England where it's just like, you can't be confident because, oh, it's not fair on the next person, is it? Like, you think you're better, like, who are you? It's like, sorry.
How about you think you're better too?
Yeah, why
you think we're better, you know?
And no, and it's not even like better, it's just like, just think that you're good. And you can help people be confident just by how you are. Like, I always, like, when I would go clubbing, like, I always say, I have a thing where girls always come up to me every single time I go out, And it's like they feel happy, they feel more confident because they see that I am. So they feel like, she's really confident, I can be confident too. Like I remember some girl came up to me recently, remember last time we went out for my friend's birthday, she came up to me, she was just like, you're so beautiful. She was just like, you're just so confident. And she was big as well, and she was just like, when I see you, like I hate my body, when I see you and I see the way you are, it just makes me like feel so much better about myself, and it makes me want to be confident like you, because, and she was just like saying how I look good. And it's another thing, it's like, use what you have and make it good. It's just like, with me, if I'm gonna be big, I'm gonna make being big look good. I'm gonna wear things that make me look good. So when you are confident, when you're making yourself good, when you're making an effort of yourself, other people are watching you, you're giving people hope. It's what's the best advice someone's giving you about how to feel good and act more confident. And I like talking to my brother because he's very like, sorry, he's a boy, so he doesn't really like things that we worry about as women. He's like, who cares? And like, and I feel like, I remember I was in Belgium, basically my friend took a video of all of us walking, and in the video it wasn't the greatest angle, and I remember being like, I'm so much bigger than everyone else. And then I remember speaking to Sabine, and she was just like saying, that video is a bad angle, and it's like, but then I was still like, but I am. And then I spoke to my brother, and he was just like saying, and I said, Jake, I'm bigger than everyone else. And he said, so? And I was like, what do you mean so? And he said, so? And I was like, what do you mean so? Like, what do you mean? And he was just like, but you knew that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you knew that you were. So what's changed because you've seen yourself in the video? And even if you are bigger, so what? He literally meant, so what? Like, what does that mean? And it made me think, what does that mean? Because sometimes we say things like, if a girl's got a bigger butt than you, you're like, oh, she's got a bigger butt than me. But so what? What does that do? What happens now? You knew who you were, you knew the size you were, but you know you look good, but you've just got more than what she has. What now? And it made me think, and after literally that quick phone call, I was like, oh, okay, I'm fine now, because it literally was a so what situation. You're just stating the obvious. That's what basically like, you're literally just stating the obvious. Like I remember when I was younger, and people would be like, when people will make comments like, your forehead is big, so you're literally stating the obvious. Oh, she's really fat, stating the obvious. Oh, you've got a really big butt. I do. You're just telling me what I already know. But when the people are just saying it, so it naturally in your ear, you conclude it as negativity. And I'm saying, whatever people want to say, let them say it. Who cares? Ignore it. Move on with your life. I was thinking there could be 3 girls in a room. One girl could be really chocolate. Actually 4 girls. One could be really dark. Like really dark skin. One could be very, very pale and pasty. One could have a pudgy stomach. And the other one, let's say, is really tall. And each person's looking at each other like, oh, I wish I was more like that, had a bit more of each other. And then let's say there's a 5th person that comes along, and they don't necessarily have a big butt, and they don't care, they just rock it. Who's happy in the room? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, everybody is looking at each other wishing for something that someone else has. And that's the kind of world we live in. So when does it really stop and you take a step back and say, you know what? Who cares at the end of the day? Because you all want something from each other, so nobody's happy in that room except for the one person who doesn't care. She's living her life. And then everybody else is like, oh, I wish I could have that. So why not just be content? Because if you've all got an insecurity, does that not put you all on the same level anyway? What advice would you give to someone struggling and who wants to gain confidence? Who cares? That's what I'd say to them.
I guess so, because that's what really works for me.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Yeah, because that's how when I made the decision to be confident, it was, when I say it was literally like a day thing, so it's like nothing physically changed about me, my situation didn't change. It was literally like, so I was coming home, had a good time at church, a situation arose which tried to make me feel less confident, and then I got home and I was like, I was like, you know what, I'm confident. I literally made that decision. I was like, because who cares? And I looked at myself, I was like, Sabine, this is what you have, own it. Because it's like, I can't change it, and it's like, so I can either make a decision to live like this for the rest of my life and be so limited, or I could just make a decision to break free and be happier. Because like, what does it matter? And I was thinking, even if people are thinking, what the heck, who cares? What does it do to my day? You don't pay my bills. Do you? No, honey. You don't add any value to my life or whatever. And it's like, I literally make a decision. I was like, you know what, Sabs? I am confident and nobody's going to stop me. I'm going to wear what I want, do what I want.
Ain't nobody.
I felt, I'm not going to lie, I felt on top of the world.
It feels like
the world.
A breath of fresh air.
And because confidence is being confident is an attractive trait. So even as soon as you make that decision to be confident, you appear more attractive to yourself as well. You're like,
so attractive. You're like, who's that?
Do you know what I mean?
The ugliest person will be the prettiest person if they have confidence. Because confidence confuses the mind. Because it literally confuses you. Because if you have confidence, it confuses the person like, maybe they are.
No, that's true. It's very, very true.
It's really just not caring, knowing who you are, loving who you are, and being the best you can be.
Yeah.
And that's all you really can do. And it's enough. Know that you are enough. Yeah. You are, because God made you that way. He didn't make no mistakes making you.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you're Christian or no Christian, it applies. Do you know what I mean? Whatever the situation is, even if you're not Christian, you are enough. Because whether or not you believe it or not, God made you and He made you enough.
Yeah.
So if you have any issues, I'm going to put her email down, I'm going to put my email down. Stop, pause, rewind. I'm going to put my email down and you can message me, and then we'll come back here with a new topic. This is something I do want to start up. I think we come with different topics and then we talk about them and she'll give her insight. Don't know what I want to call the segment yet, but I'll let you guys know. But thank you for watching. Thank you for being so epic. Please subscribe. Please tell a friend. And come back again real soon.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Soon. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Soon. Tell a friend to tell a friend. So I love you guys. God bless you.
What was your outro?
Keep shining. And keep shining everywhere you go. And if
I got it so wrong.
so what?